breaking down Red Raider baseball like only we can. This is the Talkin Baseball Podcast from Double T 97.3 and DoubleTSportsNetwork.com.
Welcome into another episode of Talkin Baseball alongside Jamie Lent. I'm Choice Woodman. This podcast, as usual, brought to you by our friends at Andrus Brothers. And Red Black has arrived, Jamie.
Yes.
That's always the highlight pretty well of the fall. You end up having the inter squads open to the public. So if you're taking this in, wondering when and where to take these games in, it'll be on Tuesday for the opener. It's a 7-inning affair, right?
Correct.
That's at 3:30. Then again on Thursday afternoon, also at 3:30, 7 innings, and then they'll close out the scrimmage or the series with a 9-inning scrimmage on Friday at 3 o'clock. So 3 different opportunities. Maybe you can get to all 3 or 1, but some chances to go check out this new look Texas Tech baseball team. You'll recognize some faces. There's a whole lot of new faces in there, a couple new coaches in there. So a chance to get your first look at the Red Raiders this fall. Jamie, this is a team that's obviously been scrimmaging up to this point, but as we go into the Red-Black series, I guess it's not like a real season or anything, but is there any storylines that you're looking for besides position battles or anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of that's well said there. A lot of position battles still going on. I think you probably have some quote unquote leaders in the clubhouse at this point, but a few storylines maybe that I would look to as we head into the Red and Black series. Number one is Logan Hughes going to play. He's missed the last couple of scrimmages.
Yeah.
He's been around the team and all that, so I assume he's dealing with something.
Sure.
Whatever it is, it doesn't look very serious, but will he play? Obviously, he's one of the more well-known players for the Red Raiders returning from last year. Be shocked if he's not your starting left fielder when the season comes around in February, and first team All Big 12 member a year ago. So if you don't see him out there, that's probably what the reason is, but I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. Hopefully we will see him out there because obviously he's a fun guy to watch play. Another thing maybe that I would say is a storyline for me is over the last few weeks we've seen Coach Tadlock decide to move some players around. Specifically, I'm talking about Lincoln Garcia. Garcia is the shortstop. He's a freshman. He's played some third base and some second base as well over the last week or so. And so it'll be interesting to see where Coach Tadlock elects to put him. It's interesting because Coleman Ryan, I would say, is your best defensive shortstop. Okay, yeah. Garcia is the more offensive player, but at the same time, he can play third and he can play second. So it gives Coach Tadlock some opportunities if you want to go in a game where you say, hey, I want to get really offensive here and maybe play Garcia at second base, move Tracer Lopez from second to short. We know he can play shortstop. You're probably not as good defensively when you take Coleman Ryan out of the lineup, but at the same time, that will give you a lot of pop with Garcia, Lopez, and Connor Schaus over there at third base. Garcia's also shown the ability to play third. I mentioned that there. He and Schaus can both really swing it, and it feels like are really important bats in your lineup. So I can't imagine a scenario too often that they're not in the lineup, the two of them. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they'll get days off here or there or whatever, but you're not going to have those two guys out of the lineup very often. So how do you keep them both on the field? Where can you play them? All of those things. Obviously, the DH spot is an opportunity as well. Schaus has played some outfield, and so he could play a corner outfield position as well. But it's just going to be interesting to see how Coach Tadlock goes about doing that and keeping those bats in the lineup. Tracer Lopez, I feel like, is so important to this team. So solid defensively, but also a great leader. And so you want to keep him in the lineup as much as possible as well. And Schaus is he's a terrific athlete that really can hit and run, and he's a guy that fans are going to love watching when February rolls around for the Red Raiders. I think another position battle that I think has become a little bit more of a battle than maybe it was a few weeks ago. Is that the catcher position? Feel like Matt Quintanar is the guy that has taken the job early. Hit over 400 at Blinn Junior College last year. He'll be a junior this upcoming season. Has looked really good behind the plate and at the plate. But A.J. Goitia has really stepped up. He hit a home run in that series against Oklahoma up in Norman, and his bat has definitely come alive of late. He was quiet offensively early on in the fall, but he has really started to pick it up and given Coach Tadlock another really good option behind the plate that can do damage at the plate as well. So it's been fun seeing him kind of take that next step, and it looks like that's a position battle that's getting a little bit tighter. Not anything because of Quintanar taking a step back. He's shown the ability to hit, no doubt. It's just that Goitia has really started to play well as also. So I look at those three things, and I think those are some of the things that I'm anxious to watch here as we move towards the final week of scrimmages for the Red Raiders. They will have some individual workouts, stuff like that, with the coaches for a little bit after the Red and Black series. But as far as scrimmaging goes and full team practices, these are the last ones.
So what, I guess, and you kind of answered some of this, but what questions or question marks are there for this team, for this squad heading into the Red-Black series here?
Yeah, I think the question marks are it's going to be hard to answer them, Choice, just because the question marks to me is who are your weekend starters? Who are your frontline guys, the guys that you're going to rely heavily on to start games and to give you a chance to win. And, when you're only pitching guys for 2 innings max at a time, it's difficult to see any guy really come in and put together these big outings where they're throwing 4 or 5 scoreless innings, and you're talking about, that's definitely the guy. But so I think you continue to figure out who is going to be a guy that's going to be in the mix for that, right? And some of the veterans coming back, I think, are the guys that you most likely expect to see that. Now, we have not seen Ryan Free at all this fall. And so you surely would expect him as a guy who pitched in the weekend rotation previously before he left and came back and all that good stuff, that he would be in the mix to do that. So you saw Lucas Perko, who pitched some on the weekend last year as a starter. He's pitched well this fall, but then had a really rough outing up in Norman in that scrimmage. So Perko in the mix there. I think maybe the guy that's been the most consistent as far as guys that you think would be starters this year is Jackson Burns. Burns was a young man that started 1 game last year and then got sick and missed the rest of the season. But Jackson has looked really good so far, and I would be shocked if he's not one of the guys that's in your starting rotation come February as well. But there's just so many guys that you're just not sure about because it's hard judging them on 2 innings at a time.
Right, and Tech did announce the pitching matchups for the Red-Black series. Adam Hayes and Jesse Rusinik. You're going to have to help me if I botch any names.
Yeah, I'm not really sure yet. We haven't
We're
seen
still
the pronunciation guide, so we'll figure that out before it comes to the spring.
Kaysen Ranieri and Jackson Burns will go in Game 2, and then Connor Mohan and Jordan Espinoza in Game 3. So a mixture of new guys and guys that you've got back as well. So those are just the starters. Obviously, you'll see a lot of pitchers over these 3 games. Yeah,
no doubt. And I think I'm really intrigued by today's matchup of Hayes and Rusinek because those are 2 freshmen.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just to run those guys out there in Game 1, I've been really impressed with both of them.
Yep.
So I'm excited about them. When you look at the rest of the pitching matchups, Ranieri is the transfer from Hawaii, a right-hander. Mm-hmm. He's going up against Burns, who we just talked about. Ranieri's been good this fall, so it will be fun to watch him go out there in this kind of role. And then Connor Mohan and Jordan Espinoza, I think 2 guys that are coming back that are sophomores.
Yeah.
2 guys that you need to take a step forward, right?
Right.
And it's been really high and really low for these 2 at times. Yes. And I think Espinoza has been way more consistent this year than he was last year. Connor Mohan has been great at times, but it's also been rough at times. And so you just need these two freshmen who I think both have really good stuff, and I think these coaches believe can really take a big step forward. You need them to do that. Guys like that are going to be key in their development and you getting better this year than you were a season ago. You're not bringing in a Friday guy and a Saturday guy in the transfer portal.
Right.
That's just not the way it is right now for Texas Tech baseball. And so you need to develop guys, and that's what you've paid Steve Foster and Steve Merriman to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a conversation with Coach Merriman last week, and he felt like he was making good progress with a lot of guys. They had these 2 exhibition contests against Texas and Oklahoma, and you had some big innings there, but beyond, and that make it look ugly. But beyond that, you had some really good stuff. And so You just need consistency out of these guys, and feels like everybody's buying into the program that they're putting in place there. And he feels like they're making big strides forward. So that's great to hear, and hopefully that continues. But Connor Mohan and Jordan Espinoza, I think, are 2 guys that it's hard for me to imagine, them not having good sophomore seasons and Texas Tech still thriving. You need those guys to step up. They're both really talented, so the opportunity is there for them.
For sure. All right, coming up next, we'll look at the rosters for the Red Black series. Let Jamie tell us which one has the better roster. Give a little prediction there. And also, Jamie gives us his top 5 freshmen so far this fall. But first, pause for a word from our friends at Andrus Brothers.
When you want the brand in West Texas roofing, there's only one company to call, Andrus Brothers Roofing. Like our Red Raiders, Andrus Brothers knows that to win, you have to be better than your competition and you have to dominate in all phases. With over 40 years experience, Andrus Brothers has mastered these concepts. So when the high winds and debris damage your roof, there's only one company to call, Andrus Brothers Roofing. Accept no substitutes. Stick with the starters on the ABR winning team. Andrus Brothers Roofing, we nail it every time.
Okay, Jamie, as we look at the Red-Black series, we've got the rosters here. They try to split these as evenly as possible. They always try to do that because you want competitive series. You want it for the teams, but you also want it for the fans that are coming out to watch. You want some good games out there. Does one roster tilt a little bit more than the other one in terms of an advantage to you? I've got one, but I'm curious if we have the same answer.
Well, I'm going to go with the known commodities, okay? So if I was putting money on this, I see Team Black has Lopez, Hughes, Villeneuve, and I'm feeling really good about things right there.
Yep, okay? That's exactly where I'm
really good about things right there. So I'm going to, I initially looked at Team Red, and I'm like, Lincoln Garcia, and Thompson, and Hollis Porter, and Schaus. A lot of potential starters there.
Yep. Jackson Burns, who you've talked
Burns,
about.
But I'm going to, my non-money is going to be on Team Black choice.
Your non-money, okay.
Yes.
I'm kind of there as well. But you know what? There's been lots of times where it's gone the other way. You think it's going to go one way.
You know those moms that have the shirts that say, like the sweatshirts that says something like sports, I just want everybody to have fun. I Red and Black series, I just want everybody to be good. I don't care which one wins. I don't
even care if you guys have fun. Just be good.
Just be good. Yes. Yes. It is fun to watch the Red and Black series because the guys get into it. They do a little, obviously joking, trash talking with each other.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's something on the line. I'm not sure what it is, but it's fun to see them giving their teammates grief. And, you see that a lot in the fall scrimmages. And you can, if you go to the fall scrimmages, there's not usually very many people in the crowd. I mean, sometimes none. Okay.
Sometimes
none. You can hear everything they're saying to each other on the field.
Yes.
And they're running conversations, and it's fun to listen to the guys and learn their personalities a little bit.
Yeah. So it is, and it's lots of fun. I mean, you'll get several people out for the Red Black series, but it's
usually bigger crowd for the Red and Black series.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. But once again, those times, in case you're looking to go out there, it's 3:30 on Tuesday, 3:30 on Thursday, and 3 o'clock on Friday. I think that's worthy of taking a kid out like 30, 45 minutes early from school, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
The
the Red Black series. Yeah.
no doubt.
Just tell them Coach Tadlock told you to.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I think they'll be fine with it. All right, so top 5 freshmen so far. We've talked about a lot of freshmen. There's obviously ones that will get play and maybe in your starting lineup and your potentially even starting rotation this year. Who are your top 5 freshmen of the fall, Jamie?
Okay, top 5 freshmen of the fall. And it's interesting choice because freshmen, Coach Tadlock wants to continue to develop players and bring in strong freshman classes and all that. But, the transfer portal, bringing in guys from other D1 schools and the junior college ranks so important nowadays too. But I think it is important to bring in freshmen that can contribute immediately and that you can build your program around for the future. So these guys are definitely important. All right, so the 5 guys that have jumped out to me as far as freshmen so far this year. I'm going to start with Carter Williams. Williams is a right-handed hitter, plays corner infield, or he can play a corner outfield position. Williams has got a body that looks like, Coach Tadlock likes to use the term, he's lake ready.
Yeah.
He comes in looking like he's spent in the offseason already working through a strength and conditioning program. Impressive in batting practice. He'll definitely hit a bunch out. Has shown that he can handle it defensively over at third base and left field where he's played the most. But I think he's a guy that was a great athlete in high school, like a top-notch wide receiver. Has his high school record for rebounds in a season. I mean, just a great athlete. And so I've been impressed with Carter at the plate. Really patient eye at the plate. Takes a lot of walks, doesn't chase, all that. So really good, sound, fundamental player that I think is going to be a good player for the Red Raiders as you move along. Now,
correct me if I'm wrong. He came in as recruited, at least as a pitcher and a hitter, right? He hadn't done
but we haven't seen him pitch.
Okay.
Yes, the only guy that's gone two-way, I'll get to him later.
Okay.
Because he's on my list.
There we go.
He's on my list. All right, number 4 on my list, I'm going with Chase Thomas. Thomas is an outfielder, a left-handed hitter. He can field his position well. He can absolutely run, but the dude can hit. I mean, he can hit. Uses all fields, which I love to see. Not necessarily a big power guy right now as a freshman, but will hit the ball into the gaps, and he can run, and I've been super impressed with Chase Thomas. Number 3 on the list, I'm going with one of today's starting pitchers, Adam Hayes. Hayes, a big right-handed body, fits the mold of what you want from a starting pitcher that looks like he can, go out there and handle it. He's shown a good 3-pitch mix. Doesn't look bothered by the situation at all. We'll see how that continues when he gets into bigger games. But pitching against older kids his first year, doesn't walk a lot of guys, pounds the strike zone. Believe he was top 3 player in the state of Colorado was Hayes, so he's a big-time recruit that the Red Raiders were able to get, and I think he's going to be able to help you as a freshman. Number 2 on my list, the only guy that has been a two-way guy so far for the Red Raiders, and that's the other starter today, Jesse Ruzinek. Ruzinek will play some outfield for you as well, but a left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter as well. Can really run, solid out in center field or in right field, which is where we've seen him play on the mound. We've seen some ups and downs with him. We're struggling with command on certain days, but other days being really good. There was a start last week where he started the game and went 2 scoreless innings for the Red Raiders, and then went in as a hitter and went 2 for 3 at the plate that day and drove in a couple of runs. So a talented guy, and now the way the rosters are cut down, anybody that can play both ways for you can be a really valuable player.
Sure.
And I think through the course of his career, it may not be this year, but I think Jesse Ruzinek can definitely play in the outfield and swing the stick for you and help you out on the mound.
Yep, I'm curious to see if we see more of that moving forward, where both you're recruiting those type of guys, but also you're fiddling with that sort of thing.
You've brought a couple of more in. Williams, like you mentioned, is listed as one. Hiron Hun. Han has become he's a listed as a two-way guy as well. We saw him early in the fall playing some second base. He's really just been a pitcher of late for the Red Raiders. Yeah. I've not seen him take an at-bat, but I've seen him play some second base, so he might be a guy that you could use for defensive replacement, but I think he's going to be a guy you're going to use out of the bullpen a whole bunch. He's been really good on the mound, and Tech fans are going to love watching him because his arm slot and angle, it's low.
It's a little quirky, isn't he?
It is herky-jerky, and his teammates absolutely love him.
Yeah.
And so he's a fun guy, so it'll be interesting when he gets out there on the mound for the Red Raiders. All right, number one on my list for the freshman, Lincoln Garcia. Garcia, we talked about a little bit earlier in this podcast. Yeah. He's a big-bodied guy. To me, he reminds me of Damian Bravo with his size. Mm-hmm. And he's a freshman, but he did take 1 year prep baseball. So, I mean, he's got his 4 years of eligibility, but he is a year older than many freshmen. Garcia can really hit. I mean, just a guy that finds the barrel a lot. Feels like everything that he hits is 100 plus off the bat. He hit a 3-run homer to end the scrimmage, maybe Thursday of last week. It was a moonshot, and it must have landed 20, 30 yards past the bullpen out there in left field, and maybe landed in the street. I'm not sure. And it wasn't like a line shot. It was a moonshot. So he's got serious power. He can play those 3 middle infield positions and is solid doing so. So I think that he's a guy that you're going to see in the starting lineup almost every day for the Red Raiders this year, and you're going to see a lot of production out of him as well.
So lots of chances to see those freshmen, lots of chances to see your newcomers as well as your normal guys like Villeneuve and Hughes and all your returning guys. So we will recap next time we're together. We'll go back over what we saw in the Red-Black series. We'll have Jamie give his projected starting lineup heading into the spring. So I'll let you do your homework on that between now and then. But also, you can always get caught up on everything Red Raider baseball up at doubleTSportsNetwork.com. Jamie's been keeping up with the scrimmages, so you can go catch up there if you'd like to as well. But thank you for listening. We'll be back again next week with a Red-Black series recap. For Jamie Lentz, I'm Choice Woodman. This has been Talkin' Baseball, powered by the Double T Sports Network.
Breaking down Red Raider baseball like only we can. This is the Talkin' Baseball podcast from Double T 97.3 and doubleTSportsNetwork.com.